Welcome back, it's Rosa Hart. So thank you, I am very grateful. She looked down at the ground shyly. I hope it's alright that we are friends. Sure. I furrowed my eyebrows at her. Why would you even want to be friends with a maid? You're supposed to make friends with the nobles, not the servants. And frowned, and I could feel her disfell. She walks towards the window and sighs. I tried. They may not say anything, but I can feel them slightly judging me. I wasn't born a princess, and I feel that they judge everything that I do. They think that I smile too much, that I cannot regard enough. They feel that I'm too clumsy or too cheerful. Well, Ellen definitely does not act like a noble. I cannot say I blame the nobles for being skeptical of her. Being with them suffocates me. I do my best to act like a princess, but the way they all look at me, it's as if they're waiting for me to make a mistake. They all have again to jeer at me. Every girl dreams of becoming a princess, and yet this is not my dream. I really just miss being a normal girl. I miss my freedom. I look at her thoughtful. I think I can understand what Emily is feeling. Just like me, she was thrown into a world that she was not ready to be a part of. Right now, we have no choice but to fit in. She never wanted my title in the first place, yet I curtailed her of stealing it. Have you told your mother how you feel? And shakes her head. No, not even the king either. I don't want them to think that I'm ungrateful. That's why I'm trying my best to become assured to all of this. I cross my arms. But you're not happy. I'm not. Everyone just assumes that I'm happy because I smile a lot. She barely opened up to anyone, and yet she's opening up to me. Had I been given the choice before I was cursed, I would never have listened to her. You should tell them how you feel rather than just keeping it to yourself. Otherwise, the stress will continue to alarm on your shoulders. I wish I could do that. Be more honest with them. I really do. I envy you for being able to speak your mind. She envies me and takes a deep breath and sighs. The frown fades with the sigh, and it quickly replaced by a frank smile. I'm sorry for rattling to you like that. I must be boring you with my story. I used to get so annoyed with her, but now that I've seen the other side of her, I suppose she's not that terrible as I thought. Oh, I remember that mother wanted to see me after my lessons today. Allow me to escort you to the queen, then. Thank you. Days passed without any real conflict. I ran into Sir Arn again in the hallway, but his eyes pass over me as if I am something to be ignored. Laura, who had been ignoring me as well as she's been busy with other personnel, returning to Mythal yesterday to discuss something important with Perfio. It is not as if she's been any help since she came here. She's mostly staying in my room while I ran around doing errands for emblems and taking in order other chores as if are handed to me. Right now, I am heading to the palace gates as I hurry to meet Emma, she is going to town to meet Victoria again. I was told to meet her here. Rose. I turn around to see Francis walking in my direction. Even since I told him to refer to me by my name, he's been stumbling over, not used to my title. I would rather see him, but when I do, we do not have much to discuss anything. Can I help you with anything, Francis? It's been a while. Have you managed to complete one of your good deeds? Days after I had Richard run into Francis, I managed to have a quick conversation with him regarding my curse. It has been a long time since that conversation happened. Lately, I've barely seen Francis. I heard rumors that he has been returned somewhere else outside the palace. I show him my palette and point at the piece of the second glass slipper. I managed to get one days ago. Rose, that's wonderful. I knew that you could get one. Only 2 more, and then I can break this curse. Ah, Francis, Miss Rose. I did not think that you two were created. We both turned our heads at the same time when Mathel's son appeared from around the corner, the usual smile on his lips. Sir Mathal. Francis, I believe Sir Alan is looking for you. Right, sorry. Rose. I must take my leave now. Of course. And bows to Sir Thun before walking off, leaving me alone with Sir Mathal. Mathal does not say anything, but continues to smile at me. His staring makes me feel incredibly uncomfortable. Is there something on my face? Excuse me. I curtsy and start walking off when Sir Mathal calls me my name, Rose. Yes? I wanted to thank you for your hard work and directions to our princess. I look at him puzzled by his sudden glance. Don't worry, everything will soon be remade. Excuse me. I apologize. I do not mean to keep you. He completely ignores my question. You're evil! He dips his head slightly before turning and walking away, the smile still on his face. I don't trust you. What was that about? Yes, what was that about? Oh, Rod and Em are already waiting for me outside the carriage. By the time I arrive at the palace gates, Rod has his arms crossed, looking at me in intrigue. His face is turned skull. It seems you are late. My apologize. You're so grumpy, but being late many times before too, Rod. Rod just shrugs his shoulder as he turns his head into the carriage. Oh, I'm late, Rod. And sighs before looking at me. Shall we? Of course. The 3 of us sit in silence as the carriage rolls towards the town. The knight assigns the 2 guard duties and sits in front of the dinner hall, watching for any disturbance. And glances folks out one window while Rod slightly looks out the other, as resting his chin on the palm of his hand. I notice and pause to gaze at Rod every now and then, looking restless. Finally, she breaks the silence. Are you still mad that I asked you to come along to visit Victoria? You could have declined the invite, Rod. And if you would only tell me what happened between the 2 of you, I would do my best to remind the situation. Rod notices me looking at him and scolds. He returns to his moody gaze to the window. I have nothing to say. Aww, what is it? But you used to be good friends with Victoria too, Rod. Then ever since you were... stopped herself, but I knew she was referring to his curse. After that day, you keep your distance from her. Then, when you found out about the wedding, you became even colder towards her. Even Victoria's worried about you. Rod, she's worried that she might have offended you somehow. Do you like Victoria or something? That would make a mix of things. Emlet, there is a hint of worry in his voice. Is it possible that Victoria is related to Rod's curse concerning the time? And opened her mouth again to say something, but then suddenly stopped and turns to the window. Her empty mirror, Rod's only groom. We are all silent until we arrive to the toy shop. And good to see you again. And you too, Rose, was it? I nod and acknowledge it. Victoria nods politely at the knight who stands guard at the shop doors. It's just two of us today? Ron and I both turn around to see Rod has indeed vanished, and frown and look both between and disappointment. He was right behind us. I'll go look for him. Thank you, Rose. Just as I expect, Rod is leaning against the wall of the alley just outside the toy shop. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'll talk to him. And if Ron are looking for you. When he does not answer me, I cross my arms and raise an eyebrow. Do you hate Victoria that much? I do not hate her. Then why are you avoiding her? When we first came here, you and your look friendly with her, but recently, this doesn't involve your Rose. Fine. I will tell Erin that you will be in the carriage waiting for her then. When Rod doesn't answer, I sigh and start heading back inside the shop. Princess Rose. Rod and I turn at the sound of a familiar voice. Walton paused in front of us with a bright smile. It's nice to see you again, Princess. Walton, what are you doing here? Well, I was about to deliver a letter to the prince, but I guess that won't be necessary anymore. A letter? Is Lady Perpetua asking for me? Not just for you. She wants to see the princess as well. Me? It's been a while since I last at Mathal's. Something wrong. They need to discuss something important with the princess. Come to Mathal tonight, but we're already here, so why not now? When I ship to the carriage. You are here with the Princess Emma, yes? You can't make her wait too long. What they need to discuss with you is complicated, and will take some time to explain. The toy shop door opens, and then stands in the doorway as she says goodbye to Victoria. Remember, tonight. There are Walt's last words before he slips into the crowd and visits the Victoria was brief. Then I thought it would be now all of us are heading back to the palace. Rod has not incurred a word on our way back. I could tell this is making an Asian as she continues to keep glancing at Rod expectantly. If you have something to say, say it. And stared at me. You're awfully wants to say something to Prince Rod. The only way to get your answer is asking him directly. Rod does not turn around. It is as if he does not hear me, and then claps her hands and sighs. Well, I glance at Rod, who pretends to stare out the window. His eyes focus on nothing. He's pretending to not hear us. How immature. Rod? Victoria was sad that you weren't there today. She was certain that you would stay outside to avoid seeing her. What is going on with you? I'm not in the mood to answer your question. and grabs the edge of her dress. Her starting to become more ragged. You've been keeping secrets from us ever since you were cursed. We don't even know why you were cursed or how to help you break it. Wait, the rest of the family does not know anything about the current of Rod's curse? I had thought that he told them everything, but all they know is he is cursed. We, a family, we're supposed to help each other through problems. And hands are shaking as she glances at her brother. The carriage stopped as soon as the servants opened the door and quickly steps out and rushes back towards the palace. Rod watches her go quickly, though his eyes were front and he looked guilty. I silently shake my head at him before running after and stand in the hallway with her hands to her chest. She breathes slowly in and out, as if she is on the fear of tears. When she knows me behind her, she turns away and wipes her eyes with back of her hands. I'm sorry for storming out like that. You have a problem. It was just very frustrated at Rod. I said something I shouldn't have said back there. If anyone finds out about this, they won't. Our secret is safe with me. And flashed me a grand smile before looking at the sky. One moment Rod is running down the hall, the next he stops in front of us, trying to catch his breath. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too, Rod, but right now I would like to be alone. Of course. I'm sorry, Rose, but would you leave me for now? She does not even want from my answer before walking away, leaving me alone with Rod. You made her cry, Rod. I was fully aware of that. Why are you hiding the curse from your family? You wouldn't understand. I'm doing this to protect them. Protect them? Rod silently shakes his head. They wouldn't understand. Those are the last words Rod speaks before rushing off, leaving me alone in the hall. What happened to him? The halls are silent at the time of the night. At most, everyone in the palace prepared for bed. I am now on my way to our meeting. Rod told me earlier to wait for him here. I thought that he would make me go with all by myself after what transpired with Evan, but I was wrong. Ethel was so upset today. I've never seen her like this before. I turned my thoughts back to Ethel and what Walton said earlier. I don't know what Peripheral wants to talk with us about. I feel my heart beating eventually against my chest. Why do I feel like something bad is going to happen? Realize that I have been standing in the open for a while. Perhaps I should move. People might find my standing here suspicious. I start walking and I was surprised when I felt a hand close around my wrist and pull me in the darkness. I opened my mouth, but a hand muffled my scream. Shh! Rod? Rod's gun is ice. He speaks quietly, but I can feel his anger storm under his words. What if someone saw you just standing there? Have you ever thought about how you might get suspicious? His tone is so in that for a moment I couldn't find my voice. But then he is right. I should have been more careful. Sorry. Rod stares at me surprised. What? I never thought I'd hear you apologize, especially to me. Oh, well, at least I know how to apologize, unlike you. And why would I ever have a reason to apologize to you? Because you've done nothing but treat me coldly, even when I have done nothing to attack you. Rod scowls at me, but does not say anything. Instead, he sighs and takes my hand and pulls me after him. What? Let's go before the guards see us. I have no energy to argue with Rod, so I allow him to pull me along. Aw, they're kinda cute together. Even if you're technically my stepbrother. Oh, this is awkward in so many ways. Hello, stepbrother. I'm sorry. What? You apologized to me? Don't make me repeat myself. Aw. I didn't hear you clearly. I totally would do that too, actually. Is there one thing I know about you, is that you're not deaf. Perhaps. Maybe I didn't hear you. Or maybe I was caught off surprise in my own thoughts. Of course I'm not. Someone will hear you. I glance at Rod, but he does not respond. Princess, your hand is really warm. Aw, thank you, Sebastian. You know, Sebastian, you should talk more often, so I know what he's thinking. Rod freezes in place and glares at Sebastian, who seems to be shrunk. Your thoughts are too loud, Rod. Though the dim light, I can barely actually see the flush blush on Rod's cheeks. You're blushing. I'm not. He lets go of my hands and starts to walk towards the secret passage with me trailing behind him. We look around to make sure no one is in sight before we both slip inside. I follow closely behind Rod inside. My eyes move upon the little bunny plushie hanging on his shoulder. Sebastian, I've been wondering, have you ever talked with Rod's family as yourself? Rod suddenly stops and throws over his shoulder at me. What? I'm asking Sebastian, not you. No, I do not, Princess. Rod does not want me to talk with the others since he thinks that I might say something unethical. So much for that. You will speak even when it's unnecessary. The lights dim the tunnel. I think I can see a faint pink in Rod's cheeks, but it's possibly a trick of the light. Are we sure? I see it. Yep, totally blushing. Rod is right. Sebastian has blurted out his thoughts more than a number of times. He might be, but I could agree with Rod that he's not doing a good job, or ask what does he mean by that. I feel like I should ask what he means by that, because I disagree. I think Sebastian's there to help him. And if Sebastian said nothing of Rod's thoughts, they'd probably be in the dark more than they already are. Because Rod doesn't speak that often. So, I agree with the thing. What do you mean by that? Well, they are thoughts that he prefers to keep to himself. Like the thoughts on Curran and his thoughts of voice or his. Rod suddenly claps Sebastian's face. I can actually see the poor plushie struggle to get away from his hold. You are crushing the poor toy. Rod glanced at me for finally releasing Sebastian. Rod could see so brightly at times. I remember that times he almost threw me off the window for saying that one lady had a hideous dress. Rod glanced at Sebastian once again. He realized his fingers to push it again, but Sebastian heard apologies before Rod could touch him. Okay, I'll stop talking now. Rod sighs and continues walking. Rod, have you spoke with them since that earlier incident? Okay, Sebastian, never mind on me agreeing you should talk more. Alright, There's just a few thoughts you don't say. To even if you think it. That's not something you do. Though. That probably did a lot of numbering. No. As much as I want to ask him again about his curse, I doubt that he will done anything right now. I decided to keep my thoughts to myself as we head to Mythal. When we arrived at the Mythal, Perrin and Dora are there to welcome us. The others, however, are nowhere to be in sight. It's been a while, Princess. Thank you for bringing her here safely, Prince Rod. Where is everyone? They're all resting in their rooms now. It wasn't necessary that they'd be here for this. For what Dora and I discussed with you will be stay in the train then. Rod is about to head for the train when Dolores stops him. You don't have to leave. What we're going to say involves you too, since you stay at the palace as well. One looks at her curious, but asks no questions. Florio and Dora glance us over to the side when we all take our seats. This is something Rod and I must know because we're in the palace. I have a bad feeling about this. Before we start, I'd like to congratulate you, your first good deed, Princess. Dolores told me all about it, and I could see the extra piece on your necklace as well. Friesel smiled at me, her eyes filled with pride. Her faith in me recommend the drawing cone I had. If you've seen how happy Dolores was when she announced it to us. You don't have to go into specifics, Peripheral. I actually like that. Oh, are you embarrassed, DeLorean? Embarrass her more. She smiles as Dolores turns before turning back to me. Anyway, I know you can do it, Princess. Only 2 more pieces to go, and you can break the curse. Yes. Yep. Keep up the good work, Princess. And you too, Rod. So what is it you want to discuss with us? I curtained a little in her. Right. Why, I was with Rose in the palace. A little investigated. And I found out something important. I remember that there is a witch in the palace. I think I have an idea who it is. A witch in the palace? I felt a turn of magic while I was there. It was faint, but distant there. I don't remember feeling it before when I was there as your doll, Princess. It seems like the witch is using it to hide himself or herself from us. A glen is a magic that uses various things the witches can cast, which means the witch we are dealing with is no doubt Orange Witch. They have proven to be very powerful. But what would a witch be doing in the palace in the first place? This witch could be after the king, but what? Perfiel and Dan glanced at each other and looked conflicted. It is Perfiel who forced me first, her son grave. I'm afraid there is something more, some other person we must make you aware of, Princess. And in order for us to explain, we must give you in truth. The truth? My only answer is silent. I shift my gaze to Rod, but he avoided my eyes. What's going on? Princess, it is very likely that this witch in the palace is looking for you. What? I cast a glare on you as long ago so that you could remain hidden from magical eyes. I did it to protect you, but the witch in question can see through the spell I cast on you. It is in my behalf that they are looking for you. I close my eyes and manage the tenor of my head as I feel a headache coming on. Wait, you're saying before that the witch wants to see their curses unbroken, but this sounds like if another moment altogether. What reason could they have for trailing me? The ten has been outside a barrier for a long time, ever since the end of the war. A new barrier, however, will soon arise, and the crystal is already to sport them. Some of the witches are wicked ones, wanting to make sure that the ten continues to spread darkness, even with the new barrel in charge. Okay, but what does that have to do with me? Darren crossed her arms and her grim. The title of Baron is passed down from one generation to the next. Princess, the last term Baron was the late Queen of Orlon, your mother. Wait, what? Wait. My mother was the Baron? I feel my blood go cold. What? As you are the queen's daughter, you are next heir. Come your 18th birthday, you will indeed the title of Queen Baron. Mother, a witch? Impossible. Why would you spurt such lies? Oh, this explains a lot. I roll my eyes at them, showing from some hint that they are lying to me. Laurie and Perry never turned their eyes sad, even away from me. Rod glanced at me barely, before turned away and looked uncomfortable. Your mother and I used the two magic together to maintain balance, but the witch's hunt drove her mad and turned her heart to ice. But she never used any magic. I would have known if she was a witch. It's possible that she did in the past, but then it seems she erased all your memories of her true intentions. Lauren was already able to discern the most of your memories of her have been snatched away. Hen needed you to remain object, so that you, when you finally did indeed her role as Baron, you would continue to do as she wanted. My thoughts felt as if she spent endless on a accident. The real reason I cursed you was to see if you truly capable of goodness, Princess. Hen and Fern cling to you even after her death, and we feared that you would continue her previous work. That I might once again fall into darkness if you were not able to help the dark emotions in your heart. So then you cursed me because you were terrified of what I would do if I became the Baron as I was. My only answer is silence. Now I understand why the people hated me. It was because I am my mother's daughter. I couldn't help but reach out to touch the pen on my cheek and on my necklace as feeling the din wishes over me. We know that there is goodness in you, Princess. We only wanted to realize it by breaking your curse. And sighs, looking guilty. If I was selfish act on our part, I know, but we could not risk another great war. They believed that I would have plugged the war into a war. I turned to Rod, who yet speaks sense. The calm started. Did you know about this? All of this? Everyone knows the story of the Terran witch and her daughter. Everyone except for me. I glanced down at my hands, suddenly feeling numb. Am I a witch? And will I become the Terran next bear? Just the thought of it makes me sick. I think back to my childhood. I can still recall the glasses that everyone gave me when I was a child. They scared me because I was my mother's daughter. And what would about the king? Did he never love me because I was the daughter of a witch? But if that isn't the case, if mother was so wicked, then why did the king marry her in the first place? Hen threatened to kill the woman that he loved if he did not marry her. She threatened to kill Arnie. So the king had loved Arnie from the very beginning. I clenched my heart into a fist. After mother died, he was able to return with his true love, and since then he had treated Emily and Rod better than he ever treated me, even though I was his daughter by blood. I want to feel anger about this, but instead I feel a dead emotion inside me. A heavy feeling beginning to in my chest, suffering my heart. He never really loved me. Rose. Rod's voice snapped out of my thoughts, and this is when I realized that 10 tears had managed down my cheeks. I quickly wiped them away with the back of my hand, angry at myself for showing weakness in front of them. You must be happy to see me like this. What? Your mother was made queen, and you and your sister became rulers overnight. It's like something out of a fairy tale, isn't it? You thought you had the perfect life until I came back into it. I never asked for this to happen. I just wanted to. Rod suddenly moved his hands to his bastard mouth, muffling whatever words the pusher was going to say for him. What is it you want to say, Rod? It's nothing. I can assure you, however, that the power that comes with the crown has always been given to my family and I. So stopping and assuming that everyone around you is after your title or witches. Did your time with my sister not teach you anything? I'm about to anger return when I suddenly stop. My heart sinks. I have already realized that Anne is more capable than I thought she was. She has also told me that she never wanted to be a princess. My mother would have married the king if my father were still here. Doran looked between the two of us and sighed. And here I thought your relationship has proved. Now it seems like it's back to square one. I crossed my eyes and turned away annoyed. Do you have anything else to add, Peripheral? If not, I'd like to return to the palace. Princess. Stay and be careful about who you trust. Trust? How do you know who I trust? What makes you even think I trust you? The anger that I was feeling earlier suddenly raised to the surface. For all I know, Prairie could be feeding me lies, playing me the way Dora did when she first cursed me. I don't expect you to believe what we told you. Perhaps it was not yet the right time to reveal everything to you, but please, Princess, you need to know to be careful. I stand up and look at them, my arms now hanging limp at my side. How am I meant to trust anyone when all of you have been lying to me this entire time? Rose. If you do not believe us, then try asking the king who our trust truly is. I never even thought about asking the king about Mother. Rod, you should watch your back too. It's possible that the witch in question could be plotting something against the royal family as well. They have been in the palace for a long time after all. She looked at me, and then Rod, her specters somber. I wouldn't be able to stay with you anymore. I have to pick up and leave a few days ago because I certain he caught a trace of my magic. He probably already has. I understand. Anyway, Rose is right to return to the palace now. Someone may notice your absence if you're gone much longer. You two should leave now. Let us know if you notice anything unusual. I will. We'll see you again, Princess. Remember, stay valiant. Rod and I leave the menthol in silence. Here in the secret tunnel, we are surrounded under even more silence, but still neither of us make an effort to speak. And that will be all for today. And the question of the day is... what's a good one in here? Can you use a yo-ho? Wow, I cannot say it. Never mind, I can't even say the word. Do you like being the spotlight? Is the question of the day. Peace, guys.